got that pillowy, milky haze to it.
That's the one that you had.
Yeah,
that you were like, oh, it's so silky and smooth.
It's the smoothest IPA I've ever had in my life.
Butter.
Yeah,
It was buttery.
Buttery, yes.
Not a good term in beer.
Not
at all.
That's
No. It was good flavor.
You silky.
It was silky.
Yeah, you silky.
Yeah, it was so smooth.
Not
yeah.
diacetyl.
I
not
can't
diacetyl.
believe it's not butter.
Right. Yeah, you don't want that.
No.
I'm a noob for the brewing community.
It tastes just like an apple orchard.
Yeah, acetaldehyde.
This was good. This is really good. It was smooth.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Hot Break Craft Beercast. We are here on site at Bone House Brewing Company. Before we get into the episode, let me introduce our guests that are going to be on with us today. Joining us are Rachel and Keith from Bone House Brewing. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. We really appreciate you having us in.
Hello, thank you.
Thanks
Absolutely.
for having us. If you've never been to Bone House before and you're looking for an excuse or a reason to come out and see it, you should hop on over this way. Friday, January 16th at 6 p.m., the Beer Babes family, we are having a beer release. It is the pre-party for the Copper State Beer Festival. We're going to be releasing a West Coast Pilsner. We're going to have live music, a food truck. We're going to be raising some money for the charity. So come on out and support a good cause and drink some really awesome beer.
As always with us, my brew crew, I've got Christy, who is producing for today.
Hello.
And JB of Vexet. You guys are quite familiar with him, I'm sure. He's been on a lot of our episodes. Definitely check out his channel on YouTube, Vexet. I'm not going to try to do the address because I always screw that up. He's got some really cool stuff coming up. You are doing a art walk in
Sunny Slope.
Sunny
Slope art tour. It's 12 different houses, 24 different artists. It's pretty cool. It's a good time to check out some cool art in their studios.
Yeah, so definitely stay tuned for that. That'll be posting on his channel, so definitely give him a like and a follow if you can. But definitely stay tuned for today's episode. We're going to talk about some marketing. We're going to talk about Fender guitars. And you'll have to forgive some of the background noise. This is definitely a working, active brewery. We're going to have a lot of activity and things, but let's check out the episode.
Completely unscripted, delightfully unfiltered, and 100% fun. Sit back, relax, and get ready to have a great time as they bring you the latest in beer news, Ben brewing updates, and general shenanigans. And now, your hosts, the famed Brew Crew.
I'm going to have a sip of the beer then, if that's okay. So
I
cheers.
think we all
First of
should.
all, thank you very much.
Prost.
We appreciate
Long
it.
distance.
From a distance. Thank you, guys.
That's a mighty good beer.
We like to think so.
Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Now, which one is that?
Which one?
This was the IPA.
Yeah, that is the Baron of Arizona.
Baron of
That
Arizona.
was
our-
what I was canning today.
Okay.
Yeah. And we're
And-
brewing tomorrow.
And we won silver with that at the Arizona Craft Beer Awards a couple of weeks ago in the West Coast
Nice.
category.
See why. That is really good.
Yeah.
Wow. That is really good. How's our forklift? Oh, they're unloading.
It's a working brewery. We know that.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Yeah. I've had to get used to... Well, you started out doing in studio. And so we had a very controlled environment. And,
Yes.
and then once we started going on the road, like it was just, you got to let it go.
Yeah.
And the ambiance, I think, makes it kind of more
I can
natural.
relate.
Makes it
and-
more interesting.
Studio
Yeah.
guitar is different than live guitar.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Yes. So, yeah. So what was this morning, so you were having a can because you needed to get more beer through, or what was going on?
So we have a seasonal called the Greed of Fisk and Gold, which is a maple chocolate imperial stout. And we launch it every Black Friday. And so in order to brew that on schedule, we had to move a beer, so we had a tank available.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Wow.
Otherwise, we would have missed Black Friday, which is a no-no for our fan base.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There'd be a lot of upset people.
Lots of moving parts to get things out of here. For
Especially
the consumer.
now. We just doubled production, so we've got a lot
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
What was the increase of business? You guys are distributing more?
Honestly, it's like making, trying to get more profitable and more like, we need to make more beer.
Mm-hmm.
So we would sell out in like 2 weeks on our hazy IPAs and be like, okay, well, the next one's coming in a month. And that's just not really acceptable. So,
okay.
yeah, we started, we basically doubled production. We went from 6 fermenters to 12 and had to add a part-time person to help with canning. So I'm pretty much the canning line tech now. Okay. And that allows the brewers to do cellaring and brewing. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Wow, that's good. Good problem to have. I mean,
Yeah,
feel
it's
that-
just I like canning, but it's which I'll probably be the only person in the industry to say that. But canning's a pain, but I do enjoy it because it's kind of different.
yeah.
You know.
Is it kind of cathartic a little bit?
Yeah, I zen out a little bit.
Yeah.
Unless the machine's not working, then I
Well, then
put my
it's-
engineering hat on. And
Right. And Zen goes out the window.
A little bit.
Yeah.
What type of music do you play?
Kind of all over the place, actually. Mostly hard rock, metal. But I had a band for 12 years that played all around the Southwest called Big Tex and the Blazing Pintos.
Okay,
It was a comedy rock band,
that's cool.
for
So,
lack of a better term.
did you guys start out in Texas then?
No. We were all. I used to work at Fender, the guitar company.
Yeah.
So we were all Fender people,
That's awesome, man.
and we would just rehearse after work and
Mhm.
then do gigs on the weekends. And
That's so cool.
ended up playing in California, Mexico, all over Arizona.
Is that one of the things that kicked off, like being in that type of scene, to where you wanted to have a brewery, or
No, totally unrelated.
fair?
Yeah,
fair.
I've been playing guitar since I was 9.
Oh
so,
wow,
Yeah, but it doesn't show. I'm not that good.
you're funny though.
I'm the prototypical worst guitar player in the band that becomes the bass player.
Okay. Okay.
That is what I do.
It's interesting. We talked to a lot of brewers that actually do music. They
yeah,
play.
it's a thing.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not a brewer, so
Oh, you're not a brewer. Okay,
No.
fair.
no, I leave that to the experts. I do the marketing and the branding.
Okay.
Yeah.
We
To-
did-
organization.
Succeeding in the branding for sure. I love it. Like,
you.
especially with the Arizona vibe.
Yeah.
Out in Fountain Hills. This is still Fountain Hills, right?
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like a perfect vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole concept came out of his brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scary.
Literally. Some people,
Oh yeah.
they walk in and they're like, oh, shit.
Yeah. It's like welcome.
Exactly. How bad do you want a beer?
Take 2.
Yes.
Well, it's definitely. I mean, one of the most unique brands that we've seen, because there's a lot of
Good. That's what I was going for.
retro or video game or pub, or it is
Yeah.
completely different from anything else out there. And I think that makes it very, very unique.
Yeah.
With it being, it's kind of a cross between a saloon and a pub, like a Western. You know.
Yeah. There's
No.
a lot of layers
Yeah.
to the brand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you want to get into that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
totally.
absolutely.
I'd
No.
like to hear
So,
about-
so let me go and ask. What was the inspiration? Well, one, why open a brewery?
Well, I was asked.
Okay.
No, so I was at the end of a 18-year career with Fender,
Okay.
and kind of looking. I was on my 5th CEO in 7 years. I ran research and development there.
Okay.
And it was, I had done everything I could possibly do there. So it was time for a change, and we had a mutual parting. And at that time, my original partner, Andy, was a home brewer for 25 years. And, he was an acquaintance of mine. Our kids, would see each other at birthday parties and stuff. So I didn't know him very well, but we hung out every now and then. And he had a bunch of us over for his beers, and they were pretty good. And he asked me to stay behind, and I was like, oh, okay. After everyone's leaving, and
He cornered you.
he cornered me, and he goes, yeah, I just want you to look at my guitar. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I look at his guitar, and he goes, actually, the real reason I asked you is like, I was thinking about starting a business, and I wanted to ask you first. I was like, oh, what kind of business? And he goes, I want to do a brewery. And I was like, I was 4 beers in, and I was like, sure.
Yeah.
Okay. And that was it. Total gut call. Didn't think about anything. Drive home, I was like, I think I just started a business. So we ended up, taking a year to plan everything, and we, got my wife's buy off on it, and she's like, yeah, you got to do it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Wow.
So that's how it started. And
so,
then,
so you were really kind of in charge of the business and the marketing and all of that, and he was really the
Well, we had a rough, start, but
Okay.
my role was predominantly anything customer facing. So
Okay.
marketing, branding, sales, tap room, decor, website, all that stuff.
Okay.
And he was back of house basically.
Yeah.
So production, operations, finance.
Okay.
In the end, we ended up parting.
Okay.
So I got new partners now.
Okay.
That are, I would say, part time. Not active day to day.
Okay.
But they're business people, and so I'm running pretty much everything now. Delegating a lot more.
Wow.
To my team. I got the best team. So, but yeah.
You have a pretty tight knit group, from kind of what I've seen. And
We've had no turnover, I think, for the core people. We've had a few people come in and out, like bartenders,
Yeah.
a couple assistant brewers,
but the core staff is stayed.
core staff is, Kerry's been with us since day one. He's our head brewer. He started part-time. He was a fireman in town, and they were stationed down here at the end of the building, and he's like, what are you guys building? And it's like, it's a brewery. He's like, oh, I'm a home brewer. And I'm like,
I love
that's
your impression of Carrie.
yeah, that's cool. He's like one of my best friends, but yeah. So yeah, anyway, he brewed with us like, once or twice a week,
Okay.
part-time. And then, years later, he's our head brewer, and he's absolutely killing it.
That's awesome.
I mean, he's just, he's obsessed with beer. Like,
That's who you want in that position.
absolutely.
Oh,
I
yeah.
get texts from him in the middle of the night, be like, hey, I want to try this on the next IPA. I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Oh, that's great.
So I just give him leeway to go do what he does,
I feel like if you're not 100% into it, especially from a beer brewing standpoint, like inspiration will run dry.
Oh,
You will
100%.
find lose reasons to continue to come and create and innovate. But if you find someone like that, that's amazing.
Well, I think there's two components to the team here. One is everyone's passionate about beer, and two, everyone believes in the mission, like what we're trying to do. We're trying to be the best brewery we can be.
Yeah.
Early on, we were trying to be a big brewery. It's like, we'll be the next Santan. It's like, no, we won't. That's not our calling, and it's not our mission now. And we found our niche.
Well, a lot of those breweries that do, especially back in the day, that was the goal.
Yeah,
was to get
yeah.
big. But I think there's been some learnings with that where you kind of lose the heart and soul of it if you get too big. If you lose your mission statement.
Yeah, I think it's just a different thing.
Yeah.
It's like you can be a big business and make a lot of money and, employ a lot of people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good things that come out of that. On the flip side, if you're a super passionate group, it's better to be a speedboat than a aircraft carrier.
Right.
So you can just kind of pivot on things, and it's like, hey, let's do a Tamave Pivo. Oh, okay, sure, why not? Where we have so much freedom to do whatever beer style we want.
Yeah.
Obviously, we got to make sure it sells. But,
Well, sure.
But yeah, that's
But you got some
kind of the
flexibility
nice
there.
thing about being small.
Yeah.
You know,
Like you said, you can pivot. When
Yeah.
did you guys open your doors?
2018.
2018.
In April.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you went through the great shutdown.
This is a great shutdown.
Yeah, where we grew by 30%. So
Oh, yeah, okay.
Awesome.
yeah,
A lot of
we're-
breweries said they actually ended up staying busy
Yeah.
with the take-home stuff.
Yeah, we actually pivoted to canning. We were contract canning at that point. We didn't have our own machine or anything.
Okay.
And we're just like, well, what choice do we have? We got to do to go, and literally our community, especially Fountain Hills, just came out and was like, no, you guys will survive. It's like, okay, thank you. People are buying like $500 gift cards. Just,
Oh my
Wow,
gosh,
that's
just
awesome.
support.
That's
Yeah.
so cool.
and we had a little table set up, across the garage door here, and we just had curbside service. People would drive up and try to crack a beer on the patio and be like, oh, we're supposed to tell you can't do that. Oh, okay. It's just such a low period in human history.
Yeah, but we're better for it.
We are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it really probably solidified. I mean, you probably already knew you had a good fan base, but then that just solidifies the
Well,
support from the local community.
community,
That's
yeah.
incredible.
To be honest, though, it was so early in we were only a year and a half old before that, when that hit. So, you don't know.
Yeah.
We had our neighbors shut down here. Scottsdale and Shea.
Scottsdale Beer Co.
Scottsdale
Yeah.
Beer Co.
Oh,
shut down
yeah.
during COVID, and we're just thinking that's terrible. It's like, so and I got COVID right away. I was like one of the first people to get it. I think I got March 17th. I remember it. I was just like down and out.
How long did it take you down for? Was it
It took
pretty
me
bad?
down
or-
for 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Wow.
Wasn't that when bars officially got the shutdown too?
Yeah,
'Cause
on
I
St.
remember
Patrick's
St. Patrick's
Day. Good
Day.
call, guys. It's
I was
great.
gonna go to Tempe. I think I did go to Tempe as like a last hurrah because it was like at 10 o'clock we're shutting down.
Yeah.
Like nobody knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
It'll just be 2 weeks, a 2-week shutdown.
Yeah, 2 weeks to flatten the curve. And
Let's
then-
take one of
remember
our
that.
highest revenue days and just stop right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was rough.
It's interesting to hear other breweries talk about kind of how they got through the COVID and what changed, especially like you said, having to pivot. And like, we got a can now. We got to go to go. And
Yeah.
we're not ready for that, or we're not
Yeah, we
quite
weren't.
equipped for it. And with all the breweries having to go that direction, I mean, did you have any difficulty getting a canning line in, or you said you were mobile canning?
We
for a
did
while.
mobile canning, and then we did right at the end of COVID, or as it was kind of trickling off. We did a start engine campaign, crowdsourcing, and so we ended up raising about $800,000. We got about 900 and change investors across the entire country, who are still investors today.
Wow.
That's awesome.
And that funded our expansion, our first expansion. So we went from 4 fermenters to basically 6, got a canning line, expanded the building a little bit. So yeah, that was how we got the canning line.
That's incredible. That's really incredible to be able to pivot like that. I mean, that's
It was
very
a rough
cool.
road.
Yeah.
But I don't give up easy.
Yeah, that's
Well, you can in this industry.
No, you cannot.
no rolling
You just
over.
got to
Yeah.
keep going.
Yeah.
And it's part of what we do.
Yeah. So what was the inspiration for the brand? I kind of want to dig into that a little bit. as far as-
Sure. Wow. Where do I begin? So I wanted to. Well, first of all, I traveled a lot for Fender. I'd be in Europe a lot, Asia mostly. I think I was traveling like 65% of the time, and I just loved old Europe. I'd find myself in Irish pubs or English pubs. I'd find myself in French bakeries that started in like the 1600s, and just fascinated with the history of that. And my first day ever in Europe was actually in grad school. It was my very first day of grad school, and I was in Paris, France, a day earlier than my team. We were supposed to attend a conference, and I was like, well, you can go a day later or a day earlier, but I just want you to see the conference. And I was like, oh, I'm going a day earlier because it's Paris. So I go to Paris, and what do? I end up in the catacombs for an extended time. This was before they had a guided tour, So I spent a lot of time in the catacombs, and was just kind of fascinated with. I've always been fascinated by death, life, the balance, consciousness, all that. I kind of take a subject every year and just kind of dig deep into it.
Okay.
And one of these years, I don't know, about 15 years ago, I dug into death as my subject I was going to read about. And so I did that for about a year. And kind of when we started this, I just, I was like, it's got to be cool because I got to be here every day. I want to really walk in and be like, this place is awesome. So I learned a lot about branding at Fender. Worked with some of the best marketing people in the world.
It shows.
And
It really does.
so I feel like I got an MBA through osmosis more than anything else. I just, I still hang out with those people that my mentor plays here on, once a month, Friday nights. It's just part of the system I ended up learning. And so we basically wanted to tie in locality with Arizona. So that's why we have a mining kind of theme. I wanted to bring in the macabre. So based on the catacombs experience and other ossuaries. And so I wanted skulls involved.
You nailed that.
Nailed that, yeah. And then just at the bottom of all of there's basically several layers to the brand. the very fundamental layer is memento mori, which is a Latin phrase that means remember you die. So it's a kind of a call to action more than anything else. Do your dreams before it's too late. You know, you have an idea, do it, because you don't know if tomorrow's even
happen.
around.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the fundamental core to this brand. And then on top of that is the Arizona history, the mining culture, the macabre. And so to tie all that together, I was fascinated with the Lost Dutchman legend at the time.
Yeah.
Still am. And so I said, you know what? I'm just going to write fictional history and tie it into actual history. And that allows me to be a little more creative with the brand and extend these stories. And I'm like, you know what? We should just, once we started canning, we should just make every label on the can an excerpt from our guy's, journal.
Yeah.
So I developed these 3 characters and we just kind of based everything off of that.
I didn't realize it's the same characters that you're developing throughout all of your can art and all the stories.
There's 3 primary characters and some that come and go. Wow. There's a whole story behind it. When we did our promo video for Start Engine, the film director was like, hey, when someday in the future, can we do like a Netflix promo thing with your brand? I'm like, sure. I don't know what that means, but I never heard from him again. But so I don't know. We basically have 3 characters. Hans von Bierman, who's the alleged nephew of the Lost Dutchman. We've got Roulette, who's kind of the protector, the silent protector. And then Dusty Ballyman, who's kind of a con's con, absolutely loyal to Hans von Bierman. So. And they're the basics. I can see you're
no. I got questions. I have so many questions right now. Please continue.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
So the basic story is let's start with the actual legend. The legend of the Lost Dutchman. There was Jacob Waltz, who was actually a Deutschman, but they couldn't pronounce it over in the U.S. here, so it was Dutchman.
Right.
He was a kind of a gold rush kind of guy, tried his luck in California, didn't find anything, came to Arizona and allegedly found a very large nugget in, supposedly the superstitions. And, depending on who you talk to, it's like, no, it's in the Bradshaws. No, it's over there. No, it's over there. So
there's a lot of
so much
legend behind that.
Yeah, so much craziness around it. There were murders around this whole story. He drew a map on his deathbed. And it's like, it looks like it was done by a second grader with a crayon. It's like
on the back of a kid's menu.
Yeah. So there's not a lot to go on. Some people claim they found it. Some people say it's still out there. Which is the perfect chaos for me to come in and write my own story.
Well, yeah.
So
I was going to ask, so how much creative writing had you done before this? I mean,
well, I got into writing.
You did.
Oddly, with my PhD thesis.
Okay.
So I was an aerospace engineer, and I ended up writing like 230 pages on my dissertation. So I actually didn't really care about technical writing. I just really liked the writing process of getting all my thoughts down, organizing it, and then writing.
Yeah.
And, I had this thick book that no one will ever read. But hey, it got me a degree and that led to a bunch of cool stuff. So, so I got the writing bug then. When I was an executive at Fender, I had an idea from a friend who wanted to start a t-shirt company called Sushi Wars. And so it was basically a spoof on Star Wars.
Yeah.
And he's an artist, and he was drawing these cartoon characters on T-shirts. So, it'd be like Unagi Baka and, all these other Soy Walker, things like that. So I was like, I go, dude, what you really need is a story. Can I write the book?
To tie it all together.
Yeah. And he's like, you want to write a book? I'm like, yeah, I want to write a book. So I wrote a book called Sushi Wars at lunch during my Fender chaos. And I would take about 2 days a week at lunch, go to my favorite pub and just bring my laptop and write, and a year later I had a book and I self-published it. And
wow.
Yeah. it's kind of geared towards kids. It's I had two boys who were like 9 and 10 at the time, and they love sushi, and so it all tied together.
Yeah.
So I kind of wrote it for them. And,
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's incredible.
So when I got to this is like the creative side of it is what gets me up in the morning.
It's interesting the journey that you've had up to this point that has kind of played into what you've been able to build.
Yeah,
from the
it's kind of
storytelling to
crazy.
the branding to the. It's just there's so many different directions that you're coming in from and
Yeah.
focusing it.
Yeah, I don't know how to explain that.
I feel like it's kind of a perfect balance of everything, though.
Yeah.
I don't know about perfect, but
Well.
there's a lot of chaos in my head. Yeah.
But to be-
Engineer brain, the creative brain.
Well, that's what I mean. You
Yeah.
have the focus, the business sense, obviously engineering, but also that creative side that you can turn on while still being focused. I mean, it's an interesting balance that you don't typically find in somebody. Usually they're either very black and white or they're very, very creative.
I'll tell you this, that is what made my career at Fender.
Yeah.
So I was able to manage about 100 engineers and talk to artists about, crazy things that they're feeling about their guitar or their amplifier, and then translate that to the engineers saying, okay, we got to, like, for example, we talked to one artist, he'd be like, yeah, it just needs more butter. And I'm like, okay, I think I know what you mean. You want it to play smoother. You want it to be a little more fluid.
Okay.
So, I go back to the engineer and be like, hey, we need to make this a little more fluid. What's your idea? He's like, oh, well, I could, tweak the bridge a little bit. Maybe we could change the frets, maybe, and so we ended up, I ended up being a middleman between
The creatives and the engineers.
creatives and the engineers,
Yeah.
which by its own right is creative, but
Yeah.
in a different disciplined way.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
It's pretty cool to speak the language of a scientist, like clerical numbers, than to a feelings person that's like, I feel this,
yeah,
I feel that, and be able to.
Your translator.
Yep.
yeah,
that's
I'm
awesome.
comfortable in both worlds. So yeah, I don't know why.
I have a question related to artists.
Yeah.
The artwork that you have here.
Mhm.
Did the artists that did the artwork, did they also create your logo?
So there were 3 eras of art here. We started with an artist named David Lozo who designed our Bone House logo. Kind of had a parting of ways there. I had worked with him at Fender on several guitars. An amazing artist, great person. But we just, business-wise, it wasn't going to work very well. So we parted ways, and we still have some of his art in the brewery in the back.
It looks cool.
Yeah. And at that point, I kind of pivoted to Michael Whelan, who did a lot of our, I will say, comic style labels.
Mm-hmm.
And he's somebody I worked with at Fender for a long time. He's still there, I believe. And, about 2 years ago, maybe about a year ago, we were making so many labels, so many new beers. I had been studying the dreaded AI. Dun, dun, dun. I've been studying that for about a year and a half. I'm fascinated with technology. And I started talking to Carrie, our head brewer, and I was like, hey, man, I was thinking about maybe changing it up a little bit and doing like a more macabre-looking label. And he's like, well, I mean, it's just one. So, if it doesn't work, we just go back to the art. And I was like, yeah, all right. So we tried it, and the reaction was so much positivity around it. Like all our regulars were like, oh, it reminds me of the tap room, and I just did this, skeleton who was a miner,
Yeah.
and we did one with Nellie's Place, I think was the first one, which was just this beautiful skeleton woman in a bar. Related to an actual Arizona story. And so people are just connecting with that. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to run with this. So now I do all the art, and I use AI generously, but it's not just, ask for it and it,
No, you have to do some finagling to get it to do what
it takes me about 4 to 6 hours to do a label.
Yeah.
And I've gotten really good at prompt engineering.
Mm-hmm.
So again, there's that engineer and
Yeah,
creative side
Yeah.
merged together. I understand the technology. I actually had my ChatGPT teach me how to interact with the Adobe Firefly AI.
Oh,
That's cool.
So AI to AI,
Yeah.
they were trying to figure each other out. It was really kind of an interesting experiment. And I was like, I just need to know how to write prompts for this thing. And it gave me like bullet points that I use. And now what used to take me about 100 iterations to get what I want, I can usually do it in about 10.
wow.
That's awesome.
So, and in fact, one time I got it on the first shot. I was like, that's exactly what was in my head. How the heck did that happen?
Yeah.
So, so now I've got a process that I really enjoy. I usually do it late at night and just kind of zone into the story and, work with the AI. And
Yeah. I was going to ask about your labels and things. So
Sure.
everything that you guys are kind of displaying for today, were those
Yep.
all done by you then?
yes, I
Wow.
did all of these. Yep.
Okay.
They're really cool looking.
Yeah.
I like the line work that you have on your logo,
Mhm.
and then I like the photographic quality to
Mm-hmm.
your logos on your your labels. That's really cool.
Yeah, we decided to go more photorealistic. And, how are you going to do photos of skeletons without making it look super cheesy and,
Yeah.
decorating with Halloween type?
Without it being too childish or cartoon.
So
or...
that's where AI really, it's, I know there's a lot of controversy around AI, whether you're for it or against
It's
it or
a
whatever.
tool.
It's a tool. Yeah.
That's how I view it.
Yeah.
When you go from typewriter to computer, there was a whole lot of
Yep.
things going on
Yeah.
there. So, I just see it as helping my business,
Well, and I think the photorealism of it, I think, helps with the kind of the macabre vibe.
Yes.
That you can't get with, there's
Yeah.
some very good artists and things out there, but I think having the photorealism kind of is like little, oh, okay.
It's a little more eerie.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
But without being creepy.
Yeah.
Right.
Because it's
Yeah.
not. It's beautiful. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
thank you.
not, you would think, oh, it's, it's a skeleton standing with a cowboy hat on in the sun. And it's
Right.
like, oh, God, what the? And you look at it and you're like, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
You can't, it's hard to describe.
It's
Well,
like it
it's-
makes it look like that person actually existed at
Yes.
one point.
That's
like,
the
Yeah.
point. So the whole point of the brand, like to its very core, is the balance between life and death, and valuing your life because you're going to die. So trying to capture that in each label, that's kind of core to my belief system. And so I think that comes out when, I know it's weird, but like, I'm writing prompts and using a lot of Photoshop stuff. My wife's a very accomplished photographer, so she's kind of taught me a bunch about Photoshop. And, I always consult with her when I've got something tricky
Yeah.
that I haven't done before, especially on this one here.
The 8 from
8 from the
Eight
Vault.
from the
I
Vault.
really like that. I think that's my favorite out of the three.
Yeah, that one
definitely.
I had to learn a new trick in Photoshop because it's kind of a nod to the Grateful Dead. This was a collab with Divided Vine,
Oh, wow.
one of our good customers down in Gilbert, and they were celebrating their 8th anniversary. And Jeff, the owner, is a bit of a deadhead, and so is
Jerry lives.
so is Carrie, our head brewer. So we did kind of a skeleton in a field of roses, but the trick I wanted to learn was how to get the red and blue with the lightning bolt on the skull, and still have it look cohesive.
Gotcha.
So yeah, that was I like learning new tricks like that.
Yeah,
So,
that kind of makes it fun to figure that out too.
Yeah.
It's a problem to solve.
exactly.
Yeah, that makes it fun. So, excuse me. So, with the history of things that you have in the stories and stuff like that, Rachel, I know you're obviously very much a beer history kind of a buff with everything. How much of your input or inspiration goes into helping to create some of this?
These are all
these
Keith's
stories?
babies.
They're all, yeah.
Yeah. I can talk about him,
Yeah.
but it's his creative output.
No, what you do is you bring it to our beer education. So she runs a beer school once a month,
Yes.
and what she does is she actually gets into the actual real history of beer and tying it and into what you're tasting and smelling. And I think people are totally engaged in that. So I think that's
Yeah, I've heard those are. I've seen some of the stuff that you posted on those, and it's really interesting to see the engagement from those classes. And I think we talked about it during your podcast too, as far as coming up with the history and things that you want to teach, and it's challenging to come up, but it's also fun to come up with that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. Well, and beer consumers, they really they want to know about the passion. They want to know about the stories. They want to learn about what it is that they're drinking. You know, it's not, yeah, we make beer as a business, but we have stories behind everything that we do. Everything in this tap room, in this brewery, is intentional. Nothing is hung on the wall just because it looks
piece of
pretty.
flair.
No, exactly. There ain't no flair around here. No. Literally everything
So
we do.
Not enough flair? No. I have my 15 pieces.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So everything we do is intentional here in the brewery, but also out in the world too. And so I think that's part of what makes our brand so unique and different, and why people resonate so much with it, because this is our hearts and souls.
And I think it's interesting too, because everything is very intentional versus some of the brands that are just, this is a theme, what we're doing, but it's not. It's so intentional that you wouldn't. It's so unique to have something that is so purposeful with everything that you guys do. Everything that's hung up, everything that's placed, there's a reason for it. There's a history behind it. It's not just, well, that looked cool hanging up there. And I think that's so unique and kind of unheard of a little bit.
Well, I learned that at Fender. So the thing about Fender is, it's the biggest guitar and amp company in the world.
Yeah.
But that's not what they market. If you ever look at any Fender marketing, they market the dream of being a rock and roll star, and that's it. Period. Oh, and by the way, we happen to have guitars and amps. And to me, when I was trying to create this brand, and what I translated from that was, you have to be everywhere your consumer's going to be as a brand. You can't, the end of the world can't fall off when your consumer is looking for more.
Yeah.
So your brand has to go deeper than your consumer is willing to go.
Okay.
And if they're willing to go and push you, then you have to go even
further.
deeper. You have to go further.
Oh.
You can't create a world, a brand, and expect the consumer to be like, oh, that's cool. Some do, which is fine. But if you have a rabid fan and they're going like, wow, what's next? Like, what's the next story? And you don't write a next story, I mean, you just lost that customer.
Lose them.
And the veil of the magic just disappears completely.
Yeah.
So it's like, you have to be everywhere your consumer wants you to be. And that's how I view the brand.
Wow.
And, it's a personal thing, it's like, it's why I get up in the morning. It's just, it's exciting to do. And, it's great to see people's reaction. I could have done this and be like, wow, nobody likes death. Okay. Guess I'll close. But yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the whole way, I think just combined with the location the whole way up here, I do have kind of an overactive imagination, but I was like, oh my God, I feel like we're going on vacation. Like, just coming out to Fountain Hills, the area just feels like a different world compared to other parts
I love
of the
Fountain
valley.
Hills. I've been here 27 years. We raised our family here. It's a beautiful place. And
then like just stopping in here, I feel like the history and the story is so believable that it's like you're actually in like an old building with I picture there to be things behind the scenes that even complement the story more. It just feels out of this world. It doesn't even feel like a make believe place.
I mean, we all participate in the brand in some case or some depth. It's like, even if you're not into the macabre, it's like some people that work here, I wouldn't say that's their number one thing, but they realize how cool it is, and they realize, more importantly, how the consumers are reacting to it, and our customer base and our fan base. I mean, that's what keeps us alive. So if we're not servicing that, we're done.
Yeah.
So
So what else you do from a Bone House standpoint to kind of stay ahead of your customers? I mean, you mentioned taking the brand deeper than they're anticipating. So
I think it's just keeping it interesting for them.
Okay.
I try to put myself in the seats. I sit at the bar, at least once or twice a week, and I drink here. It's like, I want to see, obviously I'm here all the time, but I want to see what a consumer sees. And, I point things out sometimes, and it's like, hey, we should really improve this, or we should improve that. Or and the other advantage is you hear customers speaking in real time,
Yes.
and sometimes I don't know I'm the owner or whatever, and I'm just getting raw feedback.
I was going to say, you get a very unfiltered
which is
perspective.
what I want.
Yes.
It's
That's
like,
awesome.
if we're screwing up, let us know, we'll fix it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna jockey the entire company over one opinion, but like if
Yeah.
you start hearing patterns, it's like, okay, there's something not
There's
right
a direction that's going that we probably don't want to go.
So I think it's really important to listen to the consumers in a kind of a group sense.
Yeah.
And revenue shows that too. People speak with their dollars. So
Yes.
if you see a decline in things, there's a number of factors, but you have to pivot to meet that. Just like COVID, you have to pivot.
Yeah.
If you're not getting the money you need. So
Do you find that as the craft beer industry has kind of evolved, are there, and speaking of pivoting, are you finding that you have to do different things to bring people in, like activities or?
Yeah, I mean,
and this is where you're situated is kind of, I think, unique because you have such a following within Fountain Hills, and it is so supportive and.
It is. I would say programming is incredibly important. We have live music, every Friday and Saturday, and in season every Thursday as well. Yeah, I feel like Simon Cowell sometimes because we get a lot of requests, and I listen to every single one. And I have a certain vision for who plays here, what style works.
So, what do you typically go as far as style?
Rock, blues, some country, especially if it's old school country. Every now and then we'll do something out of the ordinary, but for the most part, I look for artists, not cover bands. So you can cover people's music all the time. That's fine. But if it's not in your own style,
right,
then I we can find that anywhere.
Yeah.
So I try to really find artists that have the experience of either recording their own music, publishing their own music, going on tour, have a history in bands, have their own unique voice.
That's a pretty elite kind of resume that you're looking for those artists.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And I take chances, every now and then I'm like, I see the potential in some people, and I was like, yeah, I'll just see what they can do, throw them on a Thursday night, see what happens. And, and other times, we've had the unbelievable distinction of having Greg Koch play here, who's one of the greatest guitar players in the world. I worked with him at Fender, and we were setting up a festival that got canceled, and so he was already paid for, and the people who ran the festival didn't really have a use for his time. And I was like, do you mind if he plays at the brewery? And they're like, no, go ahead. I'm like, oh my God. So yeah, we had Greg Koch play here. He's a great friend of mine. He lit it on fire. It was just probably one of the best musical nights here.
Wow.
And
do you have artists that come back, or
we have a constant rotation of artists, and a fair amount that tour through. So there's a lot of working musicians out there who literally do a brewery tour. They'll just go across the United States in a van and
just hop
in.
Yeah.
And so I try to support them. In order to make a living doing that, you can't be too bad.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise you'd just not be traveling.
Yeah.
So, a lot of times it's not really the style we're looking for. There's a lot of bluegrass artists that I don't think would resonate here, but they're super talented.
Yeah.
So I say no for business reasons too, but for the most part, I really just try to find what I want as a consumer of music.
Okay.
And look at my customers that, our customers love live music too. So like I hand curate the playlist here that plays every day. And,
wow.
There's good music and bad music. That's kind of my filter. And I just try to put good music on, and people comment on it all the time. So,
wow.
Again, everything's intentional.
Right.
Yeah.
I do like
Even the
intentional.
playlist.
Yeah.
The music you were playing earlier was really cool too.
Yeah, so everyone who works here is a music fan. I mean, we've all gone to concerts together. How many concerts have we gone together? Like 3 or
Right.
4 or 5.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it's just we all kind of hang out together too. So it's a great team, great environment, and it allows creativity to kind of just go. And that's kind of what I'm all about.
What do you think the secret is to having such a close knit group that's stuck together for so long? Like, what's the secret
trust your
sauce?
people.
Yeah.
It's you gotta. It's for a while there. I didn't hire anybody I didn't know. Rachel was a customer, and I happened to be interested in her ex-husband's line of work, which is archaeology, and I would sit down and with them and just chit chat, have a beer with them, and she was so quiet back then.
Is that possible?
Yeah, it's just so different.
Divorce was the greatest thing I ever did in my life. Yeah.
The real Rachel came through.
Yeah. And that was the beginning of my life, was my divorce. Yeah.
Yeah. So, she applied. We were looking for another bartender. She applied, and I was like, "Can I say that here?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Fuck yeah!" That was my response to the resume. So it didn't take long to bring her on board, and So I just think it's like you bring your people in that initially that you trust, because it's a startup. It's like everyone does everything.
Right.
You just I've cleaned toilets. I've brewed. I've done everything in this building. Bartended. And it's like you can't ask your team to do that unless you know what you're doing as well. Or at least have done it.
Yeah.
And I think you just empower people. You let them run with the ball. I have a hard time delegating sometimes because I do like control of things, but you can't do it all. So I've worked on myself quite a bit to delegate and just
That's a hard thing
trust
to let
people.
go of.
It really is, especially when you sink your life savings into something and in your heart and soul.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, guys, hope you're on board, because this is like everything I've got. So let's go.
Get up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that comes back to the trust too, because you have to have the
100%.
people around you so that you are comfortable delegating, and they're like,
Yeah.
I'm not comfortable doing this, but I trust you, so we're gonna. And that kind of continues to build trust as well.
Yeah.
I think Keith, and this is probably coming from all of your years at Fender, but I think Keith has a knack for seeing things in people that maybe they don't really even see. Like, he's very observant, and I think he's hand selected everybody here because he sees their potential and he sees an opportunity to let them fall into that potential. Like, everybody here is very talented in what they do, but we're all very, very different as well.
Yeah.
Very
And,
different.
And we all have an insanely mutual respect for each other. We understand what everybody's really good at, and we just kind of feel like everybody can thrive in their own way, in their own time, with all of the support and encouragement of a crew, behind you.
Yeah. With the kind of the expansion of the capacity and things, is that everyone's kind of taking on more roles? Like you said, everyone kind of does everything. So how does that that expansion kind of?
Yeah, literally everyone's just doing more.
Yeah.
And we talked about that before we put it into place. I sat down with Carrie and Jarrell, our two brewers, and I was like, okay, guys, can we actually handle this? We were working hard at 6, now we're at 12.
Yeah.
And they're like, fuck yeah, we can. Let's do this,
Awesome.
And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
He goes, but you're going to have to can. And I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
I'll can.
Yeah.
I've rebuilt that machine 4 times. It's like, I call him Phil. So we, we've got a love-hate relationship. But
Between you and Phil?
yeah, me and Phil,
Yeah.
real tight. So you just gotta kind of step up and do more, and until we can build more profitability, and then we can look at bringing in other brewers and other assistants.
You got to build that foundation first to do that.
So we brought in Jenny, who is a customer here as well, and knew her very well, hiking buddy of mine. And she helps me label on the canning line. She's looking for part-time work, and I was like, okay, well, this works out well. She's got a manufacturing background as well, so it just tended to work out.
Yeah.
And so that allows our brewers to focus on brewing and cellaring, and we can do the packaging.
Yeah.
So
Keep them within their wheelhouse.
yeah,
Really.
and that's allowed us to kind of keep up. There's still a delay here and there. We're a small team, but we all work real hard. So.
And you guys are distributed quite wide. There's a lot of places that carry.
Yeah, we're distributed by Crescent Crown.
You are. I was going to ask if you were self-distributed, but I saw the
Well, we
map
do both.
of the distribution. I'm like, there's no way they're just doing this on their own. Like, you guys are
Yeah, we do both.
far and wide.
So Crescent Crown currently carries 4 beers
Okay.
of ours right now. And we also do self-distro. We got a great sales manager, Sean Green, that's been with us. Again, he's been with me personally probably for 25 years. We worked together at Fender.
Wow.
He always kids that I've been his boss for 25 years. But we just, he's incredibly loyal. He goes above and beyond the call. And when we started this, he was like, I want to be involved. I'm like, yeah, of course. Okay, great. We have this thing, church and state. It's like, okay, I'm a boss at work, but we used to barbecue on weekends together and stuff like that. So you just got to keep that church and state thing
separate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if the other person understands, then it's like, it works.
Yeah.
You can't do it with everybody,
Right.
Cause it used to be like, hey, I gotta come down on you about this. This was messed up. This was messed up, especially in the Fender world. And well, okay, let's go to lunch.
Yeah.
And so if you can find that balance, you tend to get very loyal people. And Sean's amazing at what he does. He's one of the best sales reps out there, and he's been able to get us into places that I didn't even think were possible.
Wow.
So, today he's out there doing an event. It's like he does events, he does sales. He's just, he's also a graphic artist. So he helps with some labels every now and then and promo materials. So, everybody does a little bit of everything.
The talent that you guys have on the team is just, it's
kind of crazy.
It's crazy.
It's crazy.
That is very crazy.
But I think if you're, I don't know, if you project it out there, if you're passionate and you wear your heart on your sleeve, people can either attract to that or repel to that. And, you're going to attract like minds, I think, so if you're really pessimistic, you're probably going to get pessimistic people.
Right.
If you're, just upbeat and like, hey, we can do this, you're going to get people who believe that you can, that stick,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think once you find that, there's almost nothing you can't do, as a team. You just kind of trust each other and move forward.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what does the future hold as far as, the direction you guys are going? You're expanding. And so what's the vision?
So we've got some very big things on the horizon that we're trying to work on. We're really trying to revamp our distribution with Crescent Crown. We managed to get into Safeway Albertsons this year.
That's huge.
Yeah, it was only 30 stores, but it's a good start.
That's a lot.
That's only 30.
And
Only
That's no
30.
big deal.
Yeah.
That seems a lot to me.
It's a lot for us.
Yeah.
And we got into fries. We've been in with Trader Joe's for a couple of years now. So we really just want to kind of expand the grocery store and the convenience store sector.
That's a very competitive space to be in.
It is.
Yeah.
And so, we're looking at options of how we can do that. And at the same time, we're trying to be more of a custom shop here, if I could use Fender terms. We want to do specialty one-off beers. Maybe they come around again a year from now or 2 years from now, whatever. But we, probably none of these will come back. And it's like, for me, it keeps the story evolving. It's a lot of fun for me. It's a lot of fun for the brewers because they get to try new things.
Yeah.
They're basically chefs. I mean, let's be honest. They're constantly thinking about things,
Messing with flavors.
Yeah.
And
we do sensory tests every single week. We'll bring in beers from breweries that we absolutely are trying to strive to be like. And we all taste them together. We do bottle shares at least once, maybe twice a week. And we just talk about flavors, and they're like, oh, we should try this one. It's like, oh, I don't know, you got a line on those hops? And he's like, I'll call my guy, it's like, all right, it's like, let's see what we can get, and it's just forming relationships and trying to get the flavor profiles that we enjoy as consumers and try to bring it to our consumers. Yeah.
But it's good to pull excuse me, it's good to kind of pull inspiration from those that you're inspired by, or that you look up to.
Absolutely. Like, especially 2 years ago when we shifted direction as a company completely, we just like, we don't want to be a big brewery,
right?
We want to be an elite brewery. We want to be a destination brewery. We want to make the best possible beer we can, and Carrie is kind of leading the charge on that. Jarrell is such a great brewer, as well as Sellerman. Just everyone's focused on quality, and we don't take shortcuts. If a beer's got to sit for 5 weeks, it's got to sit for 5 weeks.
You don't rush stuff out.
Yeah,
we
really try not to.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's in conflict with distribution deals, but Crescent has been very supportive of what we're doing, and they realize our shift as well. And so that's one of the big things on the horizon, is we're trying to shift together to leverage our quality of beer and hit the mass market at the same time, while still being kind of a one-off, custom shop brewery. So that's kind of
like a boutique almost.
Yeah, boutique.
Yeah.
Just, we want to have the freedom to play around with flavors and try to bring new flavors to our consumers. And from that, at the same time, it is a business, and we need to run, with the grocery stores and the convenience stores as well. So if we can make a, relatively low cost, high quality beer that fits that profile and catches some wind, then maybe we can pull that off.
Yeah,
but
that's great.
Yeah.
Do you have anything big on the horizon coming up as far as beers go, or?
Well, ironically, our biggest beer just launched, which was Head Harvester. It's a 13% pumpkin pie strong ale.
No way.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now that launched, you brewed it, or is it on tap?
It's on tap.
It is now. Okay, so it's out.
Do you guys have it canned?
We sold out of cans.
Already gone.
Yeah.
Wow.
It didn't even last a week.
Really?
Yeah, it was gone in a week.
Are you doing it again, or is this done for this year?
No, we only do it once a year. It's a absolutely crazy beer. Uses
sounds like a monster. Yeah.
Yeah, we use
awesome.
over 200 pounds of actual pumpkin in the brew.
What? 200 pounds?
200
So it's
pounds.
not a pumpkin spice beer.
No.
It's a pumpkin beer, which is those two things are
Yes.
very,
Very
different.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
And we use Vermont maple syrup in it as well, so it kind of gives us the pumpkin pie vibe.
I'm coming back next year.
Yeah,
It's on tap. You
right
can
now.
have it today.
I wanna taste
You
it. I
just
don't
can't
wanna
have it in
taste
a
it.
can because they're all gone.
And then
I'm having nightmares of like pumpkin stuck mash. Like, oh,
Oh,
God,
I would started grimacing as soon as you said that. I was like, oh.
Rice hulls.
yeah, it's a messy one. But then next week we're brewing the Greed of Fisk and Gold, which is our chocolate maple imperial stout we do for Black Friday.
Wow.
And that one's an annual as well. It's just one of my favorite beers. So.
Sounds delicious.
Yeah, it's great. And always a new hazy. We've got Apache Thunder coming out, which is a double hazy that we did about a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago.
Okay.
So we are starting, we are starting to recycle some of the brands that we did. And
they're really kind of more seasonal. So, I mean, as far as only doing them like once a year.
Some of them are like that. The hazies are just, we're kind of looking back at what we've done, and we're like, oh, I think we could improve that one. And that was a really good one. So if we can improve it even more, let's go do that.
Yeah.
So, we're conscious of people's reviews, and, we're all on Untapped and looking at what people say and hearing it in the tap room as well. And
for the beers that you guys have kind of on a regular basis, they're kind of more the repeats. How often are your brewers changing the recipe, tweaking it? I mean, is there anything that's really dialed in that you know of that they're like, no, this is it, we got it? Or they're always like a little bit, we can do this?
I would say we are constantly in research and development mode. Even for beers that we're technically not supposed to modify in distribution, we look for minor improvements. So we're not going to change the taste profile very drastically, but we're looking for process improvements. We're looking for, cost improvements. We're looking for efficiencies. Maybe there's every now and then we might dabble with like, hey, if we can use a premium malt here, maybe that makes the beer slightly better.
Yeah.
And so I would say we're constantly tweaking.
Yeah.
And when you get a one-off beer, we're really going all out. Like on our hazy program, most of the malt build is about the same.
Okay.
But we might make an improvement here or there. But really it's about trying to highlight the hops and getting flavor profiles. But like, eight from the vault was one of those that's got that pillowy, milky haze to it.
That's
Right.
the one that you had.
Yeah,
that you were
that's
like,
this
oh,
one
it's so
here.
silky and
It,
smooth.
it's
Yeah.
the smoothest IPA
That's what he
I've
said.
ever had in
Yeah,
my
yeah.
life.
Butter.
Yeah.
It was buttery.
Buttery, yes.
Not a good term in beer.
not
No,
not
not at all.
diacetyl buttery.
That's an
No,
off
no,
flavor.
no. It was good
You
flavor.
silky. You
No,
silky.
it was
yeah.
silky,
Yeah,
yes.
you silky.
Yeah, it was so smooth.
Not
yeah.
diacetyl.
I
not
can't
diacetyl.
believe it's not butter.
Right. Yeah, you don't want that.
No.
I'm a noob for the brewing community.
It
I
tastes
don't
just
know
like an
verbs.
apple orchard.
Yeah, acetaldehyde. We
No,
all
no,
know
this
that.
is
Yeah.
good. This is really good. It was smooth.
JB's our resident foodie. He has excellent taste, but he tags along with us, who are the kind of more of the beer nerds, because we learn from him, he learns from us. But he appreciates kind of all this.
I love
so
good
it's-
flavors.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
But God bless JB's heart. You're very you have a good palate, but sometimes it's too good. So you tell things that like in no way should the beer taste like while you're walking through a green apple orchard. But we appreciate your honest feedback.
I recovered from that. You were very nice in your feedback, so thank you.
Yeah, his face when I said that was like,
It's like walking through a fall orchard with the thing. Oh God, no.
Yeah. Feelings.
So have you noticed a trend as far as beers go? Because I feel like the big crazy glitter beers with bacon, that's all gone now.
Yeah.
Do you see a trend where people are appreciating more of the simplistic styles, or do you still have those hardcore fans that are like triple IPA, I have no taste buds left, yes please?
I would say there's like the industry trends, and then there's our like micro industry trend.
Yeah.
And they kind of coincide, but I think in general the main industry is just kind of recoiling a little bit from the experimental beers.
Yeah.
Hazies are always king. I you can debate that all day long, but honestly, that's what sells best for us. That's what sells best for most breweries. We have the great fortune of having just done the expansion. We can now start a lager program.
Oh,
So for
hallelujah.
Yes. So for the first time in our history, God, what do we have? Like 6 lagers on right now, something like that.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
you guys have
so-
any Mexican lagers?
Yeah, we
Yes.
it's called Oro Salado. It's
Okay.
It's what I've been drinking all week. It's one of my favorite beers. It's got Motueka hops in it, and so it gives us a little bit of lime
Okay.
flavor to it, just through the hops. There's no lime added, and it's just a really refreshing beer at 4.7. It's a crushable beer.
Yeah.
So, we've never been able to do lagers before because we didn't have the tank space to
Okay.
hold a
Couldn't
beer.
let it sit.
No, we couldn't let it sit for 6 to 8 weeks,
Yeah.
and now we can. So we've been doing that. And so I think, global industry wise, I think people are recoiling back to traditional flavors. I don't see a lot of experimental beers out there. And if so, they tend to be kind of gimmicky
Or a
on
one-off.
purpose.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Like, look at this one. It's almost like a joke, like, here we are, look at this one. But if you look at the brewery who kind of puts stuff like that out, they still have the core stuff. They have lagers, they got hazies, they got West Coast. So I think that's kind of where the market likes to be.
I think going back to appreciating kind of the more traditional styles and things. And
For
not that
sure.
there's less flavor, but it's more subtle, but it's also more complex.
Yeah.
And that
This-
makes me happy because I love kind of those classic styles and things.
Well, and there's a familiarity too.
Yeah.
You know, I was talking to my dad who works here too at 82 years old. You know,
I think
He
I met
won't
him last
stop.
time we were here.
yeah,
he's recruited everybody.
he's a piece of work. He's great. Both my sons have worked here. You know, so it's kind of a family affair. But you know, it's I had my first beer, I think, or first taste of a beer when I was 9 years old, and my dad was building a patio on our house in New Hampshire, and you know, I was like,
Yeah.
kind of took a little sip, and he's like, "You want one?" And I'm like, I go, "I don't really like it." He goes, "Yeah, I didn't think so." And he started building again, and that was a Lowenbrow. So
That's awesome.
you know,
Yeah.
and you know, as time progresses, you know, it's like you get older, you have beers with your dad. It's kind of like, you know, he was a Guinness guy, you know, and so he's always been a malt forward kind of guy.
Yes.
His favorite beer we make is Coyote Thief, which is mesquite bourbon brown ale.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which is about to launch next week. So he'll be happy.
He's going to drink all of it.
He's going to drink all of it. Yeah, that man can still put him down
Yes,
at
he
82.
can.
That's what's keeping him so young. Is,
Oh,
you know,
yeah,
the
he's-
beer.
He's relaxed.
He's a warrior. Yeah, so it's good.
That's fantastic.
Yep.
Do you guys have any sort of a mug club for your patrons? Or
No,
any sort of
we looked at doing something like that, and honestly, it's like just this. It's more of a space issue, and
it is a bit of a commitment to have a mug club. With,
It
with the
is.
things hung up and the tracking of it, and then the new members and who's leaving, and there's a whole other thing to manage with that.
yeah, and you know, I don't have a lot of administrative people. I mean, Rachel helps out quite a bit with, you know, social media and organizing
She
things.
does a little, yeah.
A little, yeah. She runs a lot of our events and stuff, and but honestly, on a day-to-day basis, it's like I don't have the
capacity for that.
the
Yeah.
capacity, the willpower. It just, you know,
Well, and you have to balance it too. Is it going to bring value to the brand itself?
right.
And if it's not worth the time and it's not going to make the customers happy and that's not what they're expecting, then don't do it just
Yeah.
because everybody else is doing it. And not that everyone else is, but a lot of breweries are.
Yeah.
If it's not something that brings value, just don't waste your time.
And
You
I'm
know?
not saying we won't do it in the
No,
future. It's
absolutely
just something that we're not really. What I view personally is like, if we're not going to do something well, don't do it.
Right.
You know. So if we don't feel like excited about it or feel like we're going to execute it well, then we shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So I think it's right now our big attraction is just trying to make high quality beer in many, many different styles. I mean, we've got the biggest tap list we've ever had. We had to kick off our sodas that we make.
I was
you
going
know.
to ask about
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
So you were doing, it was like a root beer or a.
We make a root beer and a
Yeah.
cream soda.
Okay.
It's called Sidewinder soda.
Yeah.
And it's got a life of its own. It's got incredibly loyal customers to it. People mail order for
Wow.
4 packs of root beer all the time.
Wow.
Um,
But you had to take that off the tap?
we took it off tap.
So you're
Just
still canning it?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. We still
So
make
they can
it.
still get it.
Yep. And you know, most of the sales are on cans anyway.
Mhm.
So you know, we do 16-ounce sodas. So with, you know, crazy snake labels.
Have you guys dabbled at all in kind of the seltzer?
We did one seltzer 3 times, and Carrie was like, the only way we're going to make another seltzer is if you make me. He really does not like making seltzers.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's kind of a fine line. It's like, I totally understand why breweries have seltzers. It's like, you know, if you're not a beer drinker, it's an alternative
option.
drink. It's
Yeah.
an option. So I'm not saying we won't make one again, but I would say our first one wasn't great. It
They're
wasn't,
tough.
yeah, it wasn't something I felt we should keep on. Again, if you don't do it well, I don't really want to do it.
Right.
So yeah, we do soda well, we do beer well.
And if it's not what your customers are wanting or asking for, there's no
Some
point in
are,
just doing it.
to be
Some are?
honest.
Yeah.
But I think it's gonna for us to do it again. It's gonna take some research.
A lot of R&D to
really do it
right. Right.
Because like we're not excited about it. It's not gonna come off well.
Right.
And we don't want to just shoehorn it in.
No, just to do it.
No.
Yeah, no, that doesn't make sense.
No, for something like that, we would just carry a fellow brewery's seltzer that they have a guest tap.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be the easiest thing.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Actually. Yeah.
If we had available
we had
taps.
room.
Well, there you go.
Funny thing about 14 tanks, you you start making a lot more beer.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
a lot more taps. But
And you guys just finished up your Oktoberfest. How was that
yes,
this year?
oh, it was great.
Yeah?
For the first time, we actually participated in the town's Oktoberfest as well.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, so we had our own Oktoberfest opening weekend of Oktoberfest, which was phenomenal. We did Hammerschlagen and Stein holding contests, and
Nice.
it was great because it was kind of the mark of end of summer for us here. It was the tap room was full, the door was open for a little while. It was like 90 degrees, and we're like, we're going to open it for Hammerschlagen just for 10 minutes.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it felt like kind of the end of the rough summer, and summer's always rough here.
Yeah.
And it was really nice. A lot of people came out, had a great time. And then we brought 3 of our beers, our Martzen, our Sendling Hill Fest beer, and our Kolsch to the town's Oktoberfest celebration. That went pretty well as well.
That's a good variety for the Oktoberfest.
Yeah.
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 That's
Well,
really
we always
nice.
have our Kolsch on. That's one of our best sellers.
Okay.
And then the Martzen and the Fest beer are just seasonal at this point. And
That's great.
yeah, it went well.
Wow, that's awesome. You guys do an absolutely incredible job. I
Thank
mean,
you.
It's just,
Appreciate that.
especially hearing kind of behind the scenes as far as the people that are part of the team and how much everybody does, and it's such a unique experience to kind of be allowed to kind of peek behind the curtain a little bit on. Yeah. So, anyways, but we appreciate you guys so much letting us come out
thank
and
you.
bug you, and
Yeah.
I know you had a very hectic morning with the canning and stuff, and you're
Yeah,
flexible enough to
all
kind of
good.
let us come in. And the weather was so beautiful today with the cloud cover and a little bit of the rain and stuff.
Yeah.
So it was good to have the kind of the front door open and get
Perfect day.
some cool breeze
Yeah.
in here. And Rachel, we appreciate you jumping on the podcast as well. And
Sure.
it's good to see you again. Good to talk to you again.
Absolutely.
We absolutely appreciate it. So
Yeah.
thank you again for having us. We'll have to come back and sit down with you guys again at some
Absolutely.
point. We'd love it
Anytime.
if you'd have us back, and
Of course.
we'd be excited about it. So thank you.
Yeah.
Great.
Catch you later,
Thanks.
my friends.